South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa is vowing to expose those undermining the unity of his governing party, the African National Congress. He was speaking to trade unions outside the main city, Johannesburg, alleging that senior officials have been meeting in secret with the country's former president, Jacob Zuma, looking for ways to weaken the party or kick him out. He did not mention any names, but in recent days, the ANC has been rattled by newspaper reports of plots to unseat him. The party is looking to retain power in national elections next year, but analysts say the infighting and a shrinking economy are testing Africa's oldest liberation party. Our South Africa Bureau Chief, Betty Dibia, joins us live now on the program to discuss more on this. Hello, Betty.
Hi, how are you?
How are politicians and South Africans reacting to President Ramaphosa's vow to expose those undermining the unity of the ANC?
Well, you know, politics is in the air. Elections are ahead of elections next year, so a lot is being said. A lot of people are actually watching to find out the facts or the points being made by the report. Of course, the president was reacting to the weekend tabloids that reported that there were secret meetings to oust him. And because of the people involved in the said meeting, a lot of red flags were raised by some people. The official in question, and the president was speaking at the 13th COSATU Congress, where he said that the people who are said to be involved, whoever knows who is involved in this must be exposed. And he said whatever plot that should be in place now should be one to unify the party. And he was referring to meetings, one or two, held by the Secretary General of the party, that's Ace Mahashile, with the former president, Jacob Zuma. And we understand another meeting was held between the former president and the former premier of the Northwest, that's Supramau Mapilo. Controversial issues surrounding these people, and we know that they're strong supporters of the former president. So people are saying we want to know if indeed something is going on, but it's time for politics, so the more you look, the less you see, the more you hear, the less you understand, but they're trying to see how this is going to play out.
So has Jacob Zuma said anything about this allegations of meetings?
No, he's been quite silent on this in particular, but he's been quite vocal on a lot of other things. But give him a few days, I'm sure he will react to this. But as we speak, he hasn't said anything about it. He's watching, and I'm sure listening to the various reactions to this. The ANC has, of course, reacted. The man at the center of this, that's the Secretary General of the ANC, Ace Mahashile, has said there was a meeting, there were meetings, but nothing clandestine. It was a party affair or organizational affair, as he put it. And he's saying that he will be approaching the press council to ask the journalists who wrote whatever it was, what they have written, to watch the code or the ethics of their profession and be sure of what they're writing. Before putting it out there and raising a lot of speculation.
Okay, so what effect is all this likely to have on the party's performance in the next elections next year?
The infighting within the party is no longer news. The factions no longer news. But then again, looking at the size of the ANC, the strength of the ANC, whittled down as it is, and looking at placing that side by side, the opposition parties, they have their own share of the infighting in the DA, which is the biggest opposition against the ANC, and the EFF. They have their own fair share of controversies, infighting as well. The powers of the ANC, in their wise, probably they're trying to get back the numbers that they had lost in the later part of the Zuma years. But if it will have much more damage, I doubt it, especially placing them side by side, the size and strength of the opposition parties and their strategies as well. the fractions, the divisions have caused a lot of problems for the party, reducing this, but they're still the majority party in parliament. We have seen how the coalition government, the ANC lost quite a lot during the local government elections, of the municipal elections, and you had coalition governments, especially in the metros. But we've seen how that has played out, a lot of divisions, a lot of infighting within the coalitions as well, and we see that hasn't been going well. So that may just play out well for the ANC in the next elections.
Betty Divio, thanks for giving us better understanding of that. Thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you.
In Zimbabwe's parliament today, opposition lawmakers walked out on President Emmerson Mnangagwa during his State of the Nation address. The Movement for Democratic Change MPs and their leader, Nelson Chamisa, heckled the president when he started reading his speech before the National Assembly. Local media attributes the display to the opposition's lingering bitterness after losing the disputed general election in July. Still to come on the program. 2 female car fanatics break social norms by operating a women-led car wash service in Cairo. Please stay with us.